thinking is required for executing action.
In the external world is concerned, thinking is a must. Without thinking, you should not expect a thought. Thought may come or may not come. But thinking alone is necessary. But external world is concerned, action is concerned, thinking is a must. We have to think.
You said intellect is needed for decision making.
Intellect, decision make.
Like in the crowd, you say you can go near the crowd, you can go back home. So suppose we are taking a decision that we are going back home. After going back home, our mind will say, why not we have gone to the crowd and seen and then come back to home? Even after taking decision, there will always be a random.
So here, mind will say many things like this. It suggests like this and that, this and that. But what you decide is that. What we are, if you
We have come back to home, but still, why we came? We could have gone to the crowd and seen what happened.
but even though it is mind is thinking like that, no energy will come. But in that circumstances itself, your mind takes the form of the intellect. And I heard it is good to go to the crowd. Then only the energy, the interest will come, and you will go there, and you will meet the consequences there.
So the energy is not applied there, but still there will be a thought, oh, this nothing happened there, why we
So when we take this is like that, this is mind, this is not the intellect. So when it is contradictory aspect, contradictory suggestion, if it is saying like this, it is not intellect, it is mind. So mind will be say something like that. So if the intellect takes a decision to go something and not to go something, so if it is goes here and there, then some good decision will not be there. If your decision is there, then only the energy will be there. Otherwise, the confusion alone will be there.
So you talked about this boy who is 6 years old and broken the glass cabinet. You gave that.
6 years?
There's a boy who's a young boy who has broken the glass cabinet.
Yeah.
The incident.
Then
you talked about Maitri, Karuna, and Upekha. So you said that I couldn't understand this.
So here you can see the difference between your son and the other person. So with related to your own son, your approach will be different. For example, if the other person, if the son or if the other boy of the next door broken your glass bureau and got some injury on her hand, so what will you think? It is right for him to get some injury like this. You will think like that. But if it is your own son, you will not worry about the broken bureau. You will care for his wound alone, because your concern, you have more concern with your own child. So here the relationship between your child and yourself is love, but you have no love with the other person. So here, what is required here is that if you consider everybody as your related person, naturally the love has to come. So the criteria is to consider here is that whether there is the existence of love is there or not. So if you are related, the love will be there. If you are not related, the love will not be there. So if you consider everybody as a lovable person, as a related person, then the love will there, some connection will be there, some love will be there. So the love alone is there. The love alone is the important thing. Then only we will have some good circumstances. Otherwise, some enmity alone will be there. Instead of love, some enmity will be there.
So what about Karuna and Upekha?
What about? Karuna. Karuna means love. Ubedsha means getting away from that. For example, we cannot, some friends may be there. You cannot control him make him in an order, in a good order. So we have to get away from them.
So, as per what I've studied about these four, they are called Brahma Vihars. There is Maitri, Karuna, Upeksha, and Mudita.
The three.
Yeah, the four actually, what I've studied.
You studied. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm
The fourth one is
Mudita.
Bud-
Mudit. That means I'm very happy. For example, if she wins a prize, I'm very happy for her. That is Mudit.
Did it Shah, I think.
Okay. So my mind is wandering between what you are saying and what my concept is telling me, what I've understood.
No.
So
Oh, maybe. So you are happy, it is also a good thing.
right.
If you are happy always, everything will be good.
Right.
So it may be, but
The name of this example is what exactly? Like, you gave the example of this.
so here, when you will be happy when you are related to other person. When you are not related to the other person, you will not be happy. So the main thing is that you will have you establish some relationship with the other person. That is the first thing. If you are execute the first thing, it incorporate the remaining aspect also. The
What I understood is the intellect is going to take a decision.
Yeah.
But before the intellect takes the decision, already you have put values like karma, maitri, and all that.
Right.
So intellect will operate within this guidelines.
Right.
So it will be a favorable thing if you are in this kind of
The decision will be a favorable one.
I mean, good for the society
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
good for yourself and good for the society. Everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
For the external actions, you can apply these principles.
Yes.
For psychological thing, we should not we should not try to apply any principle.
Yes.
We have to understand everything is natural.
But for the physical world, we can.
Physical, we can apply this. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is psychological liberation the first and last step, or will it lead to dissolution of ego, or it is the first step, or more are to follow?
So when you are the first step applicable to everything, so that is the first step. Psychologically, if you are free, then you are capable to meet with anything, any circumstances you can capable. But all the principle also very easy for to follow. If the Maitri, Karuna, Upeksha, Didiksha, everything that you can follow very easily. But psychologically, you have to be free. You have no idea to make yourself. You have to design. You should not free from the idea of designing yourself psychologically.
So, but will it lead to dissolution of ego, as most of the non-dual masters say, because your ego is the last coming ego. So, psychological liberation vis-a-vis ego.
So everything will be there. There is no ego. There is no we need not give importance to the ego. When you psychologically, if you speaking, there is only thing. Mind alone is it include everything, including ego. So we have to give total freedom to the mind. There you need not divide the mind into mind, manam, buddhi, siddham, ahankara. You need not divide. You totally as mind. You totally take it as one.
Then the flow,
Everything, because when we free from psychological, when you are free, you become a child. So whenever you are become a child, you can very easily move with anything. Okay.
To stop thoughts becoming thinking, what level of mind we have to decide? Like, do we need to use our intellectual, or how do we do that?
So we need not connect many things. So when we speak about thought and thinking, we have to restrict ourselves within the two end alone. One thought, whether it is in the form of thought or whether we are converting the thought into thinking. So when the external world is concerned, thinking is necessary. So this is a different classification. That classification, intellect, mind, intellect, emotion, that is a different classification. For this classification, only thought and thinking alone is there. Here, whether you are in thought or thinking. So the thought is unconscious and natural, but thinking alone is conscious and artificial and manual. And here, when the problem is very psychological one, you need not convert the thought into thinking. Thought may come, repeatedly. But whenever we want to have some external work, you have to think. Otherwise, if you to set right the psychological one, if you then thinking is not necessary.
How do we stop that? How do we stop?
If you try to stop anything, it is also against a thinking. So you are encouraging thinking. So we have to understand everything is natural. It will be like that. Thought alone, we need not worry about the thought. It is natural. We have to find it is natural. All thoughts are natural. Whoever in that position, the thought will be like that. You have to come to the conclusion like this. But if you unconsciously ride upon a thought, it doesn't matter. But whenever you are conscious that you are unconsciously riding upon a thought, the moment you conscious of that, you will step down from that. You need not further. So thinking means you are moment by moment you are renewing the thinking. Then only you continue thinking. Otherwise, even you are entered into your thinking, the next moment it also becomes a thought. So you need not worry about the thinking. But moment by moment you need not renew your thinking. That alone is enough. Involvement, conscious involvement.
We are aware that thought is becoming thinking. We just don't involve.
Yeah.
We drop the involvement.
Drag the involvement. We have to function, allow the natural function of itself. In the next session, we are dealing with the who am I. And before that, you may also prepare any question. You may in your mind, you may take a notes and you may ask the question with related to the things we have seen already. But with related to the new topic, you need not prepare any question. But within the old topic, which we have already covered, we can take any question, and you can ask.